All right, let's go, guys. Our next guest is someone who is absolutely speaking my language. I love this, Jim. Johanna Laurent, she's the author of Everything is Perfect, and it is. It is. Everyone take a breath. Everything is perfect. You're right where you're supposed to be, guys. She's also the founder of Positive Phrases, which is a movement built around something so deceptively simple, Jim. The power of a few words can shift your entire emotional state. Her little, and I put little in air quotes because it might be little, but it packs an absolute punch. So the little book of 100 phrases, it's not just inspirational, it's practical. I believe this. It's a 30-second reset that you can keep in your pocket. You can keep on the dash of your truck. You can keep by your bedside, especially in these darker months, guys, when our mood, our sleep, and our energy really takes a hit. So Johanna has been featured on WGN Chicago, The Daily Flash, and stations all across the country because she is tapping into something that people are desperate for, that are hungry for, whether you know it or not, you are. It's a way to interrupt the spiral, come back to the center, a way to get off the hamster wheel, which I need, just like a smack in the face, which I know I need almost every single morning, if not twice every single morning. So I got a copy of the book. It arrived in this gorgeous black velvet bag and a card explaining how to use it. I immediately knew this is something that I wanted to incorporate in my own daily rhythm. So today we're talking about, and this is why it's cool, guys. The book is equal parts simple and profound. We're going to talk about the psychology behind those simple phrases and why the right words, hit your nervous system and how we can use that language to feel lighter and calmer and more grounded throughout the season. So everybody, please make welcome to the show an expert in positivity, and we all need that around us. Johanna Laurent, good morning, friend.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here today. I'm really excited. What a perfect day, Wednesday. But sometimes Wednesday is like a narrative to, the hump Wednesday, the middle of the week, I'm tired. But no, this moment here, the three of us are going to create for everyone that's listening a fantastic Wednesday, a wonderful Wednesday, a day full of joy, excitement, and new way of thinking.
If that doesn't get you excited, Jim, I don't know what will. Also, I feel like I hear Carol Kane, the actress Carol Kane, speaking, and I'm in the Ghost of Christmas Present, which is very positive, but also slaps you in the face there from Scrooge. So I like the combination that Johanna is hitting with us today.
Speaking of little and movies, kind of combining those two things, when you said a little but powerful kind of moment, is I keep thinking about Cindy Lou Who was no more than two. The tiniest of grace notes in the middle of The Grinch That Stole Christmas just kind of arrives to kind of lift everybody's spirits. And it seems to me, Johanna, that one of the focuses of what you're trying to do is not trying to be delusional, but it's to change the focus of what you're looking at and what you're hearing, to find as if we're in a symphony of life and you're asking us to look really long and hard and to have gratitude for grace notes. Is that kind of the source of what we're getting at here?
100%. But it's not about that we don't go through hard times. It's not about that. It's just the way we address it. The thing is, to be present, to still be in the present moment of the gift of life. That no matter what, we're still breathing. We're still here. This is still a gift. So that's why I created Positive Phrases. It's just a way to always keep moving forward with that inner light that lives in all of us, to keep shining it. Some days we shine it really bright, and some days it might not be bright, but it's still there. And if we focus on it, we can make it bright again. That's the whole thing that I'm doing.
Well, and I love it because it's here's the other thing. So I have, Johanna, I have on the dash of my car and also on a mirror in my bathroom. It just says, everything is always working out for me. And that when I saw your book, Everything is Perfect. It's kind of the same idea, like good, bad, or indifferent, wherever you are, that's right where you're supposed to be in that moment. But you know, what I think your book does, and what your whole movement, your whole principle does, is it's just kind of shakes us. It just shakes us in a moment where we are, whether we're whether we're on the high flying disc or dark and negative. It just shakes us to come back to presence. But we've all heard just think positive stuff, which can feel very dismissive, and that's very toxic positivity. It's like just be positive. And that's not what you're doing, though. So talk to our audience a little bit how you balance that positivity with real acknowledgement of emotion and what's happening in the moment.
That's why I was so careful of every word that I chose to be in this book. I wanted to make sure that it was just a few words put together to keep you moving forward. In other words, it's not just like, I could be going through the hardest moment and someone says to me, oh, just be positive. That's not going to shift me. But maybe if they say to me, you got this, that's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
That means that they're aware that I'm up against something, but they're letting me know, you got this. You see, words like you got this, never give up, you're the magic, keep moving forward, keep going. They don't mean something until you need to hear them. And that's why I created to be small. You saw how small I made it. It's a pocket size because I wanted you to be able to carry it everywhere, but I wanted to keep very simple. And because we're energy, you'll always open it to the perfect message for the moment. So it's not a book that you read from the front to the end. Like it's something you just flip open, and whatever word shows up, have you noticed that, Lindsay, how it literally, it's perfect when you open it, when you do, in the morning or whenever you open it? Sometimes it shocked me, right?
It shocked Joanna. I have to tell you, Jim, you'll love this. When I opened it right before our conversation just now, and Jim and I were talking about like starting to own our own talents and our own skills, and I opened it, Joanna, and guess what I opened to? Own your greatness. Own your greatness. And I was like, come on. It's like this. It's like an oracle deck is kind of the same way to use it. But it's also, and Jim, what's also cool, she has a journal, and I think this is beautiful. I'm going to be purchasing it. Two things. First of all, she's from Brooklyn. This isn't a girl from like Little House on the Prairie out in the
noticed
country.
that too. I noticed that too.
She's seen some shit, guys. So like, this isn't like,
How about that for a phrase? You've seen some shit. We could just put that in the book. I think
she's seen some shit. But she has a journal that says stop on the front of it. And I like that instead of be present or here now. Like, again, she's bound. It's like stop. That's a reminder. Just stop. Take a moment. Take a breath, write something down, read something. These things are so basic. They're so basic that it almost makes people roll their eyes until they realize, oh, it's so basic that it also changes my entire life and is profound. So good on you, Jim. I just had to point out those things because I will be buying the Stop Journal, Jim.
You're going to love it. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jim.
No, please. We have brought you here. We want to get your words. Go ahead.
It's funny, like people, look at the words, I love you. Those are probably the most profound words, right? And then probably at the end of our life, we want to hear from the people that we have, or we want to say to the people that we love when we leave this lifetime, right? And they're just three simple words. It's not a lot, but it has an amazing impact for the rest of our life. So just sometimes we forget, I'm from Brooklyn, and I have the most amazing dad, and he's the most amazing, simple man. And it's through him that I understood the beauty of simplicity. And I think that it's all in us. And the beautiful thing is simplicity is what keeps us like the chain of humanity together. The core of all of us. And when we are in tune to that, we're able to give each other grace and understand that together is better because we're present to the simple things of life. That's, I realized that simple is beautiful. Simple is kindness. Simple is extraordinary.
It's so funny, by the way. When I saw that you were from Brooklyn, it immediately made me think of you know, and Lindsay knows who they are. The folk Americana rock band, the Avett Brothers. You know who they are? Does that ring a bell with you, Johanna?
No.
It's okay. That's even better because I want you to look up a song for me. It's wonderful, by the way.
I
And
and
love
love
and
and
you.
you.
But I looked up. I thought about I and love and you. And I looked up the lyrics and I'd forgotten this. This is what actually is in the song. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware the shape I'm in? My hands they shake, my head it spins. Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Dumbed down and numbed by time and age, your dreams they catch, the world the cage. The highway sets the traveler stage, all exits look the same. Three words that became hard to say, I and love and you. And I
Mm.
think about the fact that when we grow up in rough and tumble, and I don't mean bad, but rough and tumble, my father was a product of the Irish Channel in New Orleans, and that when we're raised by rough people who are taught to love, we get a double lesson, don't we? That it's possible, even in sometimes the most trying circumstances. And I just thought of, when I thought of you and I saw your work, I thought of that song, and I'd forgotten that Brooklyn played such a large part in that song of I and Love and You. So I'm not really asking a question. I just want to let you know that when you write these simple phrases, a lot of thoughts come to mind, do they not? They really are supposed to open up an entire universe contained in simple words, right?
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yep. Exactly. And it's so nice to be today, like, especially right now with season holidays, people can get very sad quickly or triggered very quickly. And then they miss out on the beauty, the gift of life, the gift of the day. There's so many things that can make us feel that we're not worthy or we made mistakes or let's go back to the past. The past is the worst. It shoulda, coulda, woulda, world opens up. And then the future, oh, the anxiety in the future is just terrible. But if we just get up every day and we say to ourselves, you know what? Today's a great day. Simple. Today's a great day. I'm here. And if it's, and I want to make sure I make it a great day. Because, we have to do our part, right? And
We
we just,
we do, and you're
go ahead.
doing it. You're doing it, and I think, even down. By the way, this is a great gift. It'd be great if Santa needs something for your stocking because it's in this little velvet bag, and I feel like when I opened it up, there's the velvet bag, and it's got this. I love that it's how to use it because it's 5 steps. It's a focus your mind, set an intention, open the book to any page to receive your message, reflect on how that message resonates with you, use your message throughout the day, and then repeat this daily. It's very easy. Even I can do it. So you can too, guys. But it felt like opening it was this sort of, I'm always looking, Joanna, for like tools to reset tools, spiritual tools, just emotional tools, just daily functional tools to help me get like more discipline and grounding, and this kind of puts that all together. Now again, it's very simple, but it's also profound. So Joanna, I'd love for you to speak to our audience. The vast majority of our audience are over the road truck drivers. This is something they can throw in their truck, they can put on their dashboard. It's the same thing when people are like, well, I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, you do. You have a bumper sticker, same idea. Is there
Hmm.
a verse, a Bible verse? Is there a mantra? This is all the same thing, just packaged in a different way. And you're just coming at it with your own intent. So how can you speak to these people, our truck driving community, who spend so much time on the road during the day, alone, with their thoughts, especially this time of year? Why is not only this book, but just kind of the philosophy important, if nothing else, I mean, most importantly to people who spend a lot of time alone?
Yes. And that's such a good point. And I gotta tell you, I've had my most emotional breakdowns in my car.
Same.
The car is like a therapist's office. It's like, whoa, always where I talk to God. Like, come on,
Yeah.
God, help me. That's like my car. It's my church. It's my therapy office. It's my best friend. That moment alone. I keep this small book in the glove compartment because I don't know when someone's gonna call me, text me, or some thought or something is gonna take me off my moment. And if we don't interrupt our mind, it could really ruin our day. Is we could get from one thought that some simple bad thoughts about something we did or didn't do and add another thought on it and another thought and another thought. Before you know it, we just spend an hour of our beautiful time in a very bad place in our mind. So
Yep.
what I love about this pocket sized book, it's like, wait a minute, wait, I don't want to do that today. I don't want to spend my energy there. You know what? I'm on a stop sign. Let me go to my glove compartment. Let me open up this book. You open it up and it'd be like, oh yeah. And you put that happy music on and you change that channel and you do something, that says, wait a minute, I'm gonna put I'll put an audiobook on and yeah, or why don't I just put like a station that just makes me happy, talks about something that's going to uplift me, or hearing people's story about the good things that's happening in their life, like really like interrupting yourself from yourself that's not going to benefit you.
Once again, not
So,
oh, really quickly.
go ahead.
Once again, not a question, but something like I said. The best conversations don't spur questions; they spur more conversation. Something you said earlier
Hmm.
really landed with me, and we talked about. Lindsay had made mention at the top of the conversation about how the holidays, in many ways, I think the lights of the holidays are designed to know that the darkness is coming. Often comes in December, and you just said, which I thought was spectacular, that it's amazing that in the blink of an eye, our moods can turn so sour that the tiniest little thing can fill us with sadness this time of year. And it's the tiniest thing. But then you also kind of went on to say that once that happens, we begin to get this kind of accumulation of, well, this bad thing, and now this bad thing, and now this bad thing, and suddenly it's piled up and weighed us down. And I just suddenly realized I knew this instinctively, but I actually was able to put words to what the power of the book actually is, Lindsay, is that it is teaching us to recognize the first little bad thing that puts us in a bad mood, and the presence of the book, the presence of the spirit of the book as well too, in our pocket means, wait a minute, before I even get to the next bad thing and the pile up starts, take the book out, that the book in its simple phrases becomes an antidote as opposed to an anecdote. It becomes an antidote to stopping what often can lead to seasonal affective disorder. The most scientific level, it's a quick pop of a pill, a quick moment of grace to put the brakes on something before it actually spirals out of control. It's teaching us to be mindful of the darkness by reminding ourselves to keep cultivating the light. And I didn't realize that until we kind of put all this together, that in its simplicity, it actually becomes this kind of giant firewall against all the darkness of the season. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Wow. That's exactly what it is. And that's exactly why I created. And that's exactly what I did throughout. I'm 60 years old. So,
You look great. You look hot. You're killing it.
You and me, man. You and me. These people sliding into 60. We're just looking awesome, dude. That is awesome.
love it. It's like the entrance of the third chapter of my life. That's what Jane Fonda said. It's like when she entered 60, it's like, oh, I'm going to enter the third chapter of my life. And what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure that I live it up. I live it up all the way that I possibly can so I have no regrets when the last day comes.
Yes.
What a great way to look at it. And it's true. So when I would be, the way this book came about was as I would walk through life, I would be in a moment, and maybe it's a moment that I might be stuck in, and I would look up and I would see one simple word like smile, and I would smile, and it would shift me. Or I would see a bumper sticker, or I would see something very small, and I would say to myself, that's a sign that to keep moving forward and that everything was going to be okay.
Love it.
And I realized, wow, this worked for me. And I would just write it down. This pocket side book started years ago, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And I would write it down. And then before you know it, I had all these phrases. And I said to myself, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to put this together and I'm going to make sure that people have this tool. I don't want to say I too much because it's not really me. It's like a whisper that comes to you to act on it. It's like a whisper and you listen to it. And I just thank God that God gave me the courage to act on it because I know that this helps people and is going to help millions of more people. Just get through. And you said it so lovely. Oh my goodness, Jim, you nailed it. That is exactly what positive phrases is all about.
You nailed it, Jim. Now practice what you preach, buddy.
I do.
You do.
By the way, really quickly, Lindsay made mention of it, and we just had this fun moment, which is why your book showed up in time, too. You know, Lindsay and I talk about the future and where things are going, and Lindsay was, being humble, because Lindsay is humble, and I finally said, would you just finally say it? Now, I can't say what I actually said on the air. Would you just say that I'm really blanking talented? I said, just say it to me. And it was like this moment of, and then she said it. But it was like this liberating moment.
And now I won't stop saying it.
It's fantastic. She calls me at like 2 o'clock in the morning and tells me this stuff. And I'm like, great, you can say it tomorrow morning when we get on the show. But there really is something about articulating the obviously joyful. We're so good at articulating the obviously awful, like, life is terrible, all that kind of stuff. We have no problem reflexively saying that. But for some reason, we can't just be like, man, this is a really nice studio I'm sitting in this morning. And good God Almighty, Lindsay's husband and a contractor friend put together a really nice place for her to do the show. That's awesome. And it's about acknowledging and articulating the moments of goodness when they show up as well, too.
In gratitude, but also working on the word because, Joanna, when the book, Everything is Perfect, somebody can hear that and be like, well, I'm not perfect right now. My bills aren't paid and I this and that, blah, 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 blah. But, you're saying perfect as in, or I guess I'm asking you, are you saying perfect as in nothing is wrong or everything is workable? Because that's how I see it. Like everything is working out. This might be crappy what's happening, however you want to look at it. But if I look to the left, it's crappy. But if I look to the right, here's this, maybe I can focus on this instead. So it's really about choosing our words a little bit. And I mean, gratitude is the attitude. But can you talk about the word perfect, your definition of perfect as it pertains to this project?
Everything is perfect is a mantra that I used to have, especially with my family. I started with my family because somebody break down the car, the kids, the husband, and I'd be like, everyone, wait a minute, everything is perfect. And it would calm us all down. Like, wait a minute, everything's perfect. And in that moment, as I said it, I would find a way to get myself out of whatever situation I was in or how to move forward. But if I stay in frantic, I can't see the way. I can't even hear it. I don't know what to do. Like if I stay in the breakdown, I go, oh my God, everything is not perfect. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I go into panic. I can't think. But when I shift and say everything is perfect, I surrender. I surrender to the moment, and it works every time. I find a way. I see. I'll see a name, and I know, oh, I can call that person. That person can help me. Oh, I could do this. Like something happens in that moment when I surrender to it being perfect. We all heard it. The present moment, being the present moment. How the hell do you do that, though? Like, excuse me, like, how do you do it? Like, okay, I get it. Everything lives in the present. There's no future, there's no past. Everything is about the present. But really, what does that really mean? Surrendering to the moment.
That's it. You landed the plane perfectly, by the way. Speaking of everything is perfect, we're out of time. I do want to remind you.
That is not perfect. I do not like that.
Well, I'm against that, but in regards to how she kind of brought the plane in, spectacular. Johanna Laurent has joined us this morning. PositivePhrases.com is the place you want to go. She is the founder, the author of a movement, a growing national movement of positivity that does not deny that the world has challenges, but at the same time reminds you that you, in fact, can be one of the sources of light in a world that sometimes, towards the end of the year in particular, often seems so dark to so many. Don't forget, guys, by the way, as she Lindsay has pointed out, it's not only you that you're being positive for, you are setting an example. You are an evangelist by example. You're welcome back anytime. I like saying that, Lindsay. There's been a lot of people we've had on recently who have brought this kind of positive energy.
And you'll know when you're not welcome back anytime because you are not perfect. But Johanna Laurent is, again, positivephrases.com. We adore you. Let's be best friends. Thank you.